Hey y'all, my name is Taquisha. This is our Freedom Song, and I am so happy that you are here. I am a gardener in South Carolina, and I am in Zone 8B. It is almost 6 o'clock here and it's about 88 degrees outside. Today I'm going to be showing you a complete refresh of our front yard garden space. We started off gardening in our front yard and I just thought it was so incredible and such an encouragement to so many who really don't have a lot of space to garden in. Although we have a ton of space to garden in now, we gardened and grew food in our front yard, in our file cabinet planters, as well as in our window planter. And so you don't need a ton of space in order to just begin and to start learning how to grow and grow things that your family will love. Definitely want to encourage everybody who is not necessarily in the space that they want to be, or they're thinking, oh my goodness, I only have a little space to garden in. You can still grow food and you can still love the space that you are absolutely in right now, and right now in this season that you are in, you can still garden and enjoy growing food. It's definitely time for a front yard refresh because I've been so focused on our main gardening area. We've been doing so much over here, just coming into the spring season. There's always so much to do that I have just neglected the front yard. That our garden is so well established, I definitely want to get our front yard up to par because it deserves to be beautiful as well. I do plan to plant out some melons and add a ton of flowers to this space, as well as move our foxglove. That is going to be our foxglove's home. So out of our main garden and into our front yard, because foxglove, it is still such a cool looking flower. And so I'm happy to find a place for it to go. We started off this space with a hose unit that we received from Giraffe Tools, y'all. This is going to be such a game changer for our spaces. Making our complaint known like a couple months ago, so many of you chimed in and Giraffe Tools was one of the hose suggestions that you guys gave. I was just so tired of this hose being all tangled up, trying to pull it from one section of the garden all the way to the next section. You got to make sure not to like damage your plants. Like, it has been real since making a garden. I have always struggled with hoses. And you would think I would just get something for it. Really want to get the best one. But they reached out to us and they sent us not one, but 2 units, y'all. 2 units. Like, that's crazy. We installed the second unit right here in front of the greenhouse, which you saw at the beginning of this video, and I am loving it. And that is my honest review. Like, I went from having all types of tangled up hoses right here in the front of the greenhouse that I never wanted to show, to being able to have a nice tidy unit in front of the greenhouse that just looks so clean, and I just absolutely love it. So we are going to be putting this unit right on the side of our house, straight into the brick, which is a process that has always made me nervous, but it was so straightforward and it did not damage our house at all. And so for that, I am grateful. This template was incredibly helpful. We taped it up onto our brick and then made sure it was leveled before Thomas then made some indentions right on the top of each of the circles so we would know where to drill.
Quick drill bits, so they're for hammer drills. So that's why they got like a little hammer thing on the front. So at this, when it's drilling, it's tapping into it.
Oh, okay. This is a hammer drill. So Thomas thought to stop and measure our anchor, and then he put a piece of tape on the drill bit so that we wouldn't drill the hole too deeply. And I just thought that was such a great idea. And y'all know I keep saying we, but I'm really saying him. So one of the things that sold me on this unit from Giraffe Tools was this swivel. I absolutely love this feature. Okay, so now that the hoses are installed, let's make this space so much better. So this is what things are looking like. Our file cabinet planters need to be filled up with some fresh compost. Weeds need to be pulled. We just really need to come into this space and clean it up. Weed it, and the pine straw needs to be removed. This section over here looks a hot mess. And so, yeah, all of this area just needs to be cleaned up. This is where I want to put the foxglove and just have a very beautiful bed of flowers. Our $5 planter needs soil, as you can see. So we got a truckload, 2 yards of compost, and we are going to be filling in all of these areas that need fresh soil. Of course, things go so much more smoothly, and it goes a lot quicker when all hands are on deck. And plus, I absolutely love all of the laughter that always comes whenever there is a big garden task and the kids are just making the best of it. So I'm going to be pulling out some kale that is spent, and this just has incredible bug damage. Just so that I can clean up the area, start to clean it up, and add some compost. I was absolutely shocked when I saw how thick these aphids was on this brassica that's going to seed. Definitely made for a great garden snack for the chickens though. So it's a win. So all of our soil from the back of our truck was dumped into this area. And so we're going to use whatever we need to fill up the various spots within the garden. and keep the rest of it right here. And I was thinking that the sweet potatoes might even grow over here, and possibly we would have double the space of sweet potatoes. And so that would be a plus. $5 planter has held up so well. This year I have decided to just do another layer of fabric cloth on the top of it just to freshen it up, and I am planting melons in there. You know the feeling you have when everything is just nice and organized and clean and all just feels right in the world. That is how I feel about this space up here. It was long overdue, and my heart is just so very happy to see it all come together so beautifully. So there are two more things that I really love about this hose, and one of them is the smart lock. So you pull the hose to where you want it to be and it locks and it stays there. But when you are ready for the hose to go back, you give it a tug, y'all, and it retracts. It has an auto retraction, which I think is so cool. So in this clip, you can see the hose laying on the ground, right? Well, just in a second, you're going to see me give it a little tug, and it's going to go all the way back to where it's mounted on the wall. Well, guys, that is all that I have for you today. I do hope that you enjoyed our refresh. If you are interested in that hose, I will leave all of that information down in the description box for you. It makes gardening so much more simplified to have these tools that we need. I waited way too long to change out our hoses, and I'm just so happy that we finally have them and they are in place and they are working so well and so good. And so I'm very, very happy about that. I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey that we call Our Freedom Song.